Some Devils. J-Dawg back to answer some more goddamn questions. And first, I got a couple printed off from yesterday's video, but I got a paid order question and then 2 order questions. So I might not have enough for full material, so then I'll just pull up the goddamn phone. To be honest, I might even just pull up whatever the fuck today's video is and shit. Just go with that because I don't even remember what video I left off on. I'm definitely getting to the point where I'm so fucking scatterbrained on it. Because I don't go over the interview ones either. The reason I don't go over any of the interview questions is because there's usually no questions in this. Usually talking about the guest, so there's no goddamn point, nothing really to read off. But I think I'm about 2 weeks behind. So, anyways, first goddamn paid order question, the dog's faves, is from Zachary Christian. Christ Eon? Christ Eon. I don't know if I can pronounce that goddamn last name, but I know it's Lee Zachary. Let me fucking make this goddamn font bigger. Can't see this for shit. Goddamn LASIK wearing off. J-Dawg, I'm 16. Fucking young goddamn devil. Holy fuckski. That means you're born in, theoretically, 16, 17. You're born fucking, what's the math on that? 2007? 2007 or 2005, depending on when your birthday is. God damn. I was already fucking, getting fucking, not burnt out, but fucking tired of hearing the goddamn same the brutal shit, which is what you're talking about, by 03, before you were born. Everybody trying to sound like goddamn Disgorged Devourment and CBT's brutal, bro. Anyways, I'm 16 and been a daily devil for the past 6 months or so. It's what I like to hear, brah. It's the best goddamn metal channel on YouTube where you'll learn the real shit. Not the canoe shit, not the fucking homeboy shit. And you get it from A to Z on all the real genres. No goddamn well, listen to death metal, bro. Fuck that gay black metal. Or I don't like that I don't like those Wiggers and Dying Fetus, even though the first 4 albums minimally are fucking amazing. Like you get it fucking the real deal over here. On this fucking one-way street and just Forrest Gump dumb fucks about Toonskis. Past 6 months or so, I like to say first he puts thanks. Matt, thanks for all the brutal recommendations that you give. Yep, give plenty. Do you have any newer death metal recommendations? Sure do. Also, I know you've stated your opinions on why you wouldn't be in a band in a previous video, but if you were to play an instrument for fun, what would it be? I guess to answer that real quick. Instrument, I would have zero interest whatsoever. I don't think I would have the patience for it, to be honest. And it wouldn't be fun, or I'm just not that guy. I wouldn't want to do an instrument. The only thing I would be interested in band is I'd want to do the vocals. And I'd want to come up with something that's, I don't know if I wouldn't want to make, not that I wouldn't try to do something that's never been done, because that'd be kind of hard. And I feel like if I was, A, I probably couldn't do it. And B, it'd probably just come off as silly or stupid. Because sometimes this is new and original, it's like, it sounds dumb. So just because it's new or original doesn't mean it's goddamn good. But I would try to do something that wasn't as repetitive as just the same old. Oh, it sounds like Frank Mullen, but something that sounded cool. But also too is I want to get it because not too many bands do it, because where you can understand the words for the most part. Maybe not just on a first listen, but even on a first listen, pick up a lot of the goddamn words, but still them being very brutal. That's a big, huge part of fucking why I loved Glenn Benton's vocals, especially as they're changing. And some people didn't like him after the first 2 albums, when we just kind of do more of just a regular growl. Once upon the cross up. The reason I liked it so much because it sounded aggressive, hateful, and you can understand it for the most part. You can definitely understand it very easily without the goddamn. With the lyrics. The hardest one to understand is actually, if you try to follow, because I have all of them, is Scars of the Crucifix, and it's mostly hard when he does the triple layered vocals. But personally, I think, but again, I just think it sounds fucking awesome. I think all these fucking old heads that are just, I like fucking Legion in the first album only, bro. I think they're severely missing out. I think Scars is a severely underrated death metal album with the older folks. I noticed the younger guys, even younger than me, they tend to say that's my favorite one, or I love that record. So that they know what's up. The old heads are just out of the goddamn fucking loop. Sure, guys like Scott and I and shit never even fucking heard it. Anyways, as far as recommendations of death metal bands, yeah, and I'll only recommend. Well, I'll just recommend, because you're talking about brutal shit. I'll just recommend all the stuff that there's like in the brutal category. Since you're a paid order question, I even did a fucking a minute and a half search through my goddamn CD collection, so I don't forget for you. So I picked up of stuff that I bought, and I got a recommendation that I think I vaguely mentioned on this channel before, but it's not out yet, that I thought was good too. But the bands that that I do actually recommend that are newer bands. When I say newer, to me, it's if you're 10 years or younger, that's a new band in my opinion. That's just how I look at it. That's not to try to be snobby or old guy. It's just, to me, if you came out in 2013, I'm sorry, to me that to me still new. So the bands that I put, because I actually own stuff by them and like them, is Molder, Melting Rot. Melting Rot is, again, more of a gore grind band, but it's the brutal shit, and death heads are going to generally like it. Pharmacist, another gore grind band. That's probably my favorite out of all that I'm going to mention that come out of Pharmacist, just total carcass worship. Symphony's era and Reek era. But on some of their stuff, like especially their second full length, which is probably my favorite album, they only have 2 full lengths, some splits, and some demos. The second full length, you can hear some parts of necroticism, some of the riffs. Oh, and the split with Fluids they did has some necroticism parts, but it still's got the really guttural, gory vocals and the down tuning, so it still has the sound of the first 2 records, but some of the cool riffs and ideas from even on the second album. There's even a pinch, a couple guitar parts, even a little bit heartworkish. I loved it. When they put out that first album, Medical Renditions of Grinding Decomposition, I literally thought that I was like, "There's no way they're going to put out an album better than this." I was like, "Is this literally is spot on from where after Symphonies of Sickness, what Carcass should have put out as their third record." I was like, "This is a nail on a head." Without being a ripoff band, it sounds like what Carcass should have been doing. It literally sounds like them. So I was like, "There's no way they're going to beat this." When the second album came out, The Flourishing Extremities, hell, still has some LPs in case you happen to give a fuck. Only place to do the vinyl. CD came out on another label. Was it Seven Records, I think? I wish we got to do the CD, but we didn't. We did the cassettes and LPs. In case you happen to give a fuck, go check it out. Hell's, and that came out last year, right? Well, I think the LPs came in this year, but the release officially came out last year. That was definitely my favorite release last year, for sure. When I first listened to it, I loved it, but I'm like, some of these parts are a little. I was like, I don't know. Are they trying to pull a Carcass? So they changing, like, you know what I mean? But I remember, I think it was on the third track too. You'll know there's this really kind of like intricate guitar solo break. At first, I'm like, I don't really know. But as I got to know the albums, I really like it. And like I said, it's probably my favorite release. Love it, love it, love it. If you like the first 2 Carcasses, just, I'm telling you, pick up Pharmacist. If you don't like them, then you're just deaf or fucking stupid. Now, if you don't like first 2 Carcasses, don't waste your goddamn time. You're going to think it's a fucking shit show. But yeah, that's a gore grind band. But still, if you like, because you're saying you like the brutal shit, then it's brutal, brah. Guaranteed. Another gore grind band. As brutal as they come. Miasmatic Necrosis. Loved it. They only got the one album. To my knowledge, just the one album. Unless they've done something since. I don't think so. CDLP. That came out, what was it, last year, the year before? Fan motherfucking tastic. As brutal as it gets, brah. Another one too. I only own the demo disc, and I do want to pick up their. I think they got 2 albums. I look those. I have to admit, I listened on YouTube, but I have the demo disc. Is that I believe they're from Argentina? Is that band Massacred? It's 100% Mortician ripoff. That's their Bones. I think that's out of all of them, I think they're the best Mortician ripoff band. I liked them the most. Charlie, come on. What the fuck you doing? God damn it. Carbar's fucking up my carpet. He might have to get yanked down over here. Charlie, what are you doing? Come here. Now you guys love seeing the fucking cats. So we saw Jack and Stack Snaky fucking in the last video. Check out the fat boy. Fat boy's in the house. And he is fat. We mean him a fat ass fuck. Look at that belly. But he's the one that all the others, because we got 4 other cats, that they all like him. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body. I've never heard him hiss. Not that, like, he's just super laid back. He's cool as fuck. So yeah, they all just get along with him. So and everybody that comes here likes him too. They're like, "God damn, he looks cool as hell." Siamese looking kitty. So yeah, we got him and his sister at the same time as kittens. So he's always in here with me. So, and I know you guys, some of you guys, Like seeing them. So there's a goddamn Charlie new appearance. Where the fuck we leave off? Oh yeah, Massacre. Goddamn it. I had the demo disc. Thought it was good, and I listened to the albums on YouTube. I think that's the best Mortician Worship band. Um, I even thought about bringing it up to Eric and Chase. I don't think they would be against it, but I thought just to kind of keep the Tish spirit alive, and since Mortician's really not, I mean, Big Willie said they're doing a new album, but I mean, I've been hearing that for shit. I've been hearing that for 10 years, literally. Um, I wouldn't mind doing the Massacred their albums. So what I know, I think they're available on CD. I've never seen them come through, but I imagine another label's them on CD. But if they've been on vinyl, maybe Hell's could do vinyls of them. It's literally, I mean, if you like Mortician, there's no way you're gonna like it. Your only complaints are like, this is literally a direct ripoff. Yep, sure is, brah brah. But I thought it was done good. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the songs. All the others, there's that somebody sent it. So shout out to you in the order notes. He said DAWG was it Lance or I forget who sent it? It was in the notes. Hey J-Dog, check this out. It's gonna tear your fucking face off. And I did check it out to say no. It was the band Horrific from Mexico. And it's funny, we have their one CD in stock. I didn't know about it. The link you sent me though, it's funny. Got Total Mortician Worship. I like the link you sent me better than the album that we have in stock. We have the first album in stock. But I mean, if you want to hear a Mortician Worship band, just go to Hell's site. And that's not a plug. This is just if you like. He sent it to me too, and I didn't know about it. I was like, oh, this band, yeah. We have their first album by the band Horrific, and it's very Mortician Worship, but their second album's even more so. And I did enjoy it, but again, it was kind of like I don't want 30 more Mortician Worship bands, but that was a good album too, their second album, and I enjoyed that one more. But I think Massacred is probably my favorite. Then there's from Ohio too. There's the Mortuary Ghoul. Same thing. It's good. But again, I like that. I think the reason I liked, like, for example, like Mortuary Ghoul, I didn't like it as much as the Massacred, is it didn't have as much of the blasts. For me, the Tish, it's not just the lowness and the low vocals. It's got the blasts, and then like after the blast, it's got those really catchy fucking parts. That's kind of what made the Tish. I noticed some of these guys when they're writing the songs, Horrific had a couple in there too, to where they're doing some of the more like really slow parts that Tish only had very few of. The only one with the most slow, and again, it's my least favorite song, but it's funny, Will specifically brought that song up on the interview, is Island of the Dead on Chainsaw Dismemberment. It was just too doomy. It was too slow for too long. Um, but, I mean, one of their slower songs, well, it's kind of more mid-paced, but one of my favorite songs ever of all time is an oldie classic, but it also got, re-recorded on Hacked for Barbecue is a Necro Cannibal. And the reason Necro Cannibal is so good is just because that main riff is just so dark and eerie. Um, but I don't know if I'd really consider that slow song, kind of more mid-paced, as opposed to Island of Dead, which is pure kind of like, until the blast part, which is not even long, it's like, it would pretty much be considered a Doom song, in my opinion. Band that I do recommend, and it's just straight up death metal. So check this band out, Devils. It's not out to my knowledge. Got another Devil sent it to me several months ago through email. It's a band called Guts. They have an album called Decay, and it came out this year. Now, to my knowledge, it's digital only. It's up on YouTube. So just type in Guts, Guts dash Decay, and it'll come up. It's a Finnish death metal band. Nothing new or fancy by any stretch of the definition. It literally sounds like Swedish death metal. Swedish Finnish death metal, but the vocals literally sound like the First Grave album. You know, the Jorgen Ola combo. You literally listen to the First Grave, but the songs were just stand out and punched you. Good songwriting. That's what I'm talking about. So it was solid, straight up, 100% death metal in the ear spirit sound, but with songs that can back it up. Because a lot of the bands today, yeah, they have the death metal sound or the death metal spirit. But probably the songs are. I'm just bored, man. I'm just bored. These songs are not capturing me. And what I don't understand in this world of extreme metal music that people don't understand this is that you wouldn't think like, oh, the guy's in the classic rock. So as long as you do write classic rock, you're gonna like it. It's like, well, do I like the songs? That's what everybody in that world, most of them not music fans, in my opinion, but like, oh, I didn't like that song. You say, oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that Aerosmith song, but I like that one. It's how I look at it for death metal. She's like, just because it's death metal, it sounds like Grave, or it sounds like the Tish, or it sounds like Suffocation. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. I was like, you gotta have the songs, man. And Guts had the songs. They had some killer fucking solos on a couple too. Don't get me wrong, it's not a ton of solos, but the couple that were in there, thrown in there, I'm like, at least a couple of them minimally really stood out. Like, wow, that's just a damn good solo too. It just had, I don't know, just had punch to it. They reminded me, and again, it sounds good analogy. They sound like is Entrails. Entrails with a little less melody and solos, I would say, especially compared to the first Entrails album, Tales from the Morgue. How that's got some just killer fucking solos. Less than that, but vocally very similar, sound very similar, and just a very not super fast, not slow, just mid-paced, but good, catchy, memorable songs that catch you kind of on the first listen. Um, I wanted to put it out on a CD and LP, Sign 'em to Hell's new band. I was like, this is finally a goddamn brand new death metal band that I thoroughly enjoyed on the first time listen. But Chase said he contacted them and that there's another label that's putting the CD out. But what's weird is 'cause I just looked the other day too to see the CD because I want one. But I thought he said because this was a few months ago. He's like it's out in like I thought he said June or July. And this is September 2nd. I'm recording this. So as of just a couple days ago, still wasn't out. I told him, all right, well, it comes out. Tell him to get. I was like, get 10 or 15 copies. I was like, I literally that's an album I want for myself. Like that's an album. If Hell's doesn't get it in, I'll buy it off the band or eBay or if, like let's say Guts came to they're not flying to Finland, well, maybe from Finland to play goddamn No Class. You know what I'm saying? Brand new band. I would go to the show. I'd buy a shirt and a CD, for sure. Definitely an LP. I would love an LP. And the artwork too. It's one of those artworks that I was never like a huge fan of, to where you're like the cover art, where it reminds me of Entomb, Left Hand Path, Dismember, Like an Ever Flowing Stream, um, Malevolent Creation, Retribution. Just the albums where you like the cover doesn't suck or nothing, but you're kind of like, what's the point? What is this? Like it's kind of, I guess it's a nice painting. It has that feeling. The Funebrarium cover, things like that, just has that kind of just kind of that nice painting that has that early 90s death metal feeling, because a lot of early 90s death metal bands were using them, but it personally wasn't my favorite type of covers. My favorite covers were, Tomb the Mutilated, Butchered at Birth, fucking Once Upon the Cross, goddamn Serpents of Light, Chainsaw Dismemberment, and Balmer, There Was Blood Everywhere. Killer shit that was brutal and extreme. That's what I thought death metal should represent, or something, or a cool fucking like, wow, that looks metal. Suffocation, Human Waste. You get goddamn Effigy of the Forgotten cover. You're like, what's this fucking Matchbox Scars fucking bullshit? This is stupid as fuck. That ain't brutal, brah. I mean, granted, that album's fucking amazing. I mean, Legion of Veracity, title track, fucking smokers. Not saying that. Don't take me out of. Don't come over here, Bubbles, saying anything stupid. The album's a banger, but that cover sucks ass. But this had the death metal spirit in the sense that it fit what a lot of the bands in the 90s were doing. Not the kind of cover I would use, but it did fit. So I liked that too. And good name too. So check out Guts, goddammit. And so the only way you're gonna check it out is Bandcamp or YouTube. So it is definitely on there. Next I put two more, and I mentioned both on the goddamn channel before, and that is Caustic Phlegm, which they did their demo in 2020, 21 now. Our demo 7-inch is scheduled. It is on the actual schedule. I think it's coming out. I think it's this year, actually. I think it's at the press, and I think it's coming out November or December. Brutal death metal that was a killer fucking demo. That's why we got them, and we signed them, and I told Chase, so we'll do their album. And I was like, I want to do this demo specifically on 7-inch, just like a lot of the goddamn 90s releases came out. Gorephobia, Morbidus Pathology. Watch out for that. I goddamn Picture Disc on Hell's 2, also at goddamn press. But when that came out, the Morbidus Pathology demo came out on 7-inch. You know what I mean? The Mortician, Brutally Mutilated 7-inch. That's the demo. Shit like that. That was the kind of stuff that I liked when it came out on vinyl too. Because that way you don't got these goddamn tapes that are going to wear out and you got to squint to see. It's archived on vinyl. I always liked that. That was kind of like a very early 90s thing in the death metal scene. So I wanted to kind of keep that spirit alive. I've been wanting to do that for years, and I've been, emailing Chase back and forth to do more of it. As I love those releases, just where you got the demo just on the vinyl, and I don't do a CD release. I don't want all that. I just on a record because that represents underground goddamn music, in my opinion. So watch out for Caustic Phlegm. That fucking demo will rip your dick right the fuck on off. Another brutal band is just straight up grindcore. I'd say it's probably my favorite release of the goddamn year. Straight up terrorizer worship is the Kill Division. They just did that CDLP on Redefining Darkness. I showed it on goddamn camera not too long ago. That's a brutal one, brah. It is just like I said, straight up grindcore. So not death metal like you're asking, but Don't be a fucking lame-o. What are you going to listen to? Just strictly only death metal? There's plenty of other killer fucking extreme metal. And it is still brutal. So, anyways, next goddamn question is an order question. Jacob Brockman. Hey, J-Dog, looking forward to getting those Skeletal Remain CDs. Yep. Quick question. What thrash metal bands who have formed within the last decade impressed you the most? Last decade. Tell you this, may as well fucking just plug it while I fucking plug it. We signed a new band that should be out next year. We're doing their debut full length, a band called the Deicide. Thrash metal that's in the vein of you put it on, it sounds like Dark Angel, Darkness Ascends, like First Sadist and Sodom. That's the best description I can get. Brutal fucking like aggressive, sick, nasty thrash. Not that pussy ass, watered down fucking Megadeth thrash. Wimpedeth. No, this is fucking man thrash. So check that out. That was sent to us. It's what's his face? His name's Sebastian. He's the only guy in Exhumed I don't know. The young buck in Exhumed. I think he recorded it or had something to do with it. Again, I don't really know the kid, but that was kind of one of their. They sent it to us on. It was one of the sendings to us. Oh, I can get signed by Hells by just sending to us. Don't get your hopes up. You have about as good a chance of getting signed as it's winning the lottery. It's got to be something because especially our release schedule is tied up all the way to 2025. It's got to be something that the three of us really, really like, or one of us really pushes for and has a goddamn good argument why. So the sendings are extreme. Put this way, 99.9% of our releases that we put out over all the years is not shit that was submitted to us. It's stuff that we went out and got. So keep that in mind before my inbox gets lit up because I know it will. But that was one that sent us, and all three of us liked it. And you know what? Don't even quote me because it was sent to Chase first. It might have been Matt Harvey because it's this Sebastian guy. Matt Harvey that sent it to Chase. Hey, you guys might be interested in this. And then Chase sent it to me. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But if somebody sent it to us, I don't think it was the band directly. But nonetheless, I was like, this is fun. Chase, like, what do you think? I was like, this is fucking great. And then I sent it over to my buddy Dan Murrow. He said, oh, I know about these guys. I heard about it. I said, yeah, this shit's fucking awesome. So check that out. Thrasher like a motherfucker. Another new signing they do as a plug. It's thrash. It's like 80s death metal, but a lot of guys are put in the thrash category that don't know their goddamn metal history. That's why you're 16 and over here. A band called Mutation. They've only got a demo out that came out this year. It was at this, I do remember. It was Gene from Angel Corpse, Perdition Temple, Malefic Throne. Who am I forgetting? Blasphemy, Cruelty. The goddamn list goes on. Check out my goddamn Gene interview too at the fucking Metal Threat. Don't be a fucking lame. What's about up there? Damn good interview. It was Gene. He sent it over to American Chase. Hey guys, this is a band from Sweden that doesn't sound Swedish that fucking fits the bill or something to what he said. And I was like, this is fucking great. It sounded, it's 80s. The first day it popped in my mind, bands was Slaughterlord and Necrovore. I was like, this is like, there's parts, some of the breaks and choruses and just some of the rhythms. I was like, this sounds like a more thrashy version of Necrovore. I loved it. I thought it was great. Just a 3-song demo. And so Gene's like, maybe it's a band you'd consider signing. I don't know these guys, nothing. Just heard this demo, thought it was great. So we did sign them. But I told Chase, same thing. I was like, so sign them for the new album. Nothing stupid either. Don't go in the goddamn studio and record something dumb as fuck. I get a goddamn Anthrax Stomp 44112 fucking album. What the fuck is this? I don't want this. I want a goddamn 80s death thrash. I'm not saying they'll do that. I'm just saying something. You never know, right? It's what I told Chase. I was like, I want to do that demo on 7-inch because A, I want to own it for myself, and B, I don't have a cassette player, nor do I want to get cassette. And even if I did, I was like, I want that demo on vinyl. I was like, so let's sign them, tell them we're gonna do the album, let's do the demo on 7-inch. And he said he asked him, so they said okay. So we'll see if I get fucked in the ass on that or not. If it doesn't, that's the dog getting fucked in the ass because that's what the dog likes to collect. That's what the dog wants to get. So it's really an first generation style death metal, but the Out Loopers will argue that's thrash. And again, I get the argument, so you could just say death thrash. So them, band you guys know I love. I mean, does it count though? Spider? It's kind of more of like a black thrash punk band. It's a mix of the three. Love that Spider. Again, where's that fucking demo at? God damn it! We're supposed to be doing the demo on 7-inch too. Talk to Chasey boy. I mean, he said he has Dick. Dick said, yeah. I think last I asked Chasey, like, Dick didn't give me the stuff yet. Which fair enough, but I mean, shit, I'm gonna need to hit up Dick. Well, actually, I'll re-ask Dick myself. Fuck it. Don't even need to ask him. Well, I'll ask because I'm pretty sure Spider's playing the that's in 15 days from now, something like no, I think less than that. 10, 14, 15 days or whatever. The Pittsburgh show. And I think Spider's playing. I'll re-ask Dick. What the fuck, man? JC said you had some files. So I want to do that goddamn Spider demo on 7-inch. And so I mean, like I said, it's not. Again, what you saying thrash? You just thinking like Testament, Megadeth, Anthrax? To be honest, in the last 10 years, I can't think of anything in that type of style thrash I liked. And again, there's not to say there's not anything, just not anything that I picked up and could think of. Um, Again, like it's kind of like punk, fucking nasty, dirty, black thrash. I guess is Dick's other band, Nuke. That was in 10 years, right? I think we put that out in. Yeah, that was before 2013. Well, shit, that was probably about 2013, 14, 15. Whatever, something in there. It's about 10 years, right? Um, yeah, it has to be within 10 years. But I mean, it's been a little while since that's been out now. That Nuke, they just did the one album demo as well. Be nice to put that on vinyl. I thought that shit's great. But again, it doesn't sound like Testament or anything like that, if that's what you're referring to when you're saying thrash bands. But it's thrash with just a little darker, scuzzier, and there's definitely a punk edge to it. Um, Outside that, because yeah, when I put a lot of stuff on, the traditional, just straight up what most people look at as thrash, the more what I consider polished thrash, the fucking radio friendly high school thrash, aka Testament and stuff. And again, I do like some of that. I'm not saying I don't like any of that stuff. It wasn't as much as what I like. Just like for example, that's why I like the second and third Sacrifice album. I like, don't love, but Torment and Fire is where it's at. I was like, this is satanic, dirty, fucking nasty, evil. Mom's not gonna like it thrash. Um, For Determination and Soldiers of Misfortune. I was like, it's just kind of good, like, you know, the high school kids in the 80s would have liked the type thrash. Again, but I like some of that myself. And that doesn't mean it sucks or it's bad. That's just how I classify it. Just a little bit more radio friendly, a little bit more, just like Blood Feast went for that too on the Chopping Block Blues. At first, I hated that record, but it's going back to it. But you could tell they're going for a more radio friendly commercial sound. But sometimes, good songs are good songs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like the first three Anthraxes a lot. I mean, that's radio friendly metal. All Megadeth is radio friendly metal. All Metallica is radio friendly metal. But it's good. It's good metal, though. I'm not saying that it's not. I suppose that's why the big four, I like Slayer the most. Slayer was satanic. Slayer was fucking evil. You know what I mean? Especially in '83 and shit when Show No Mercy was coming out. Moms back then probably were scared shitless. That's the way it should be. As opposed to the Megadeth. This is very nice, Bobby. He's a very good guitar player. I like his voice. I didn't want Mom to say that. You know what I mean? I wanted Mom to hate it. Is he singing about the Antichrist? Sure fucking is. So that's kind of how my take on the thrash stuff is. So last 10 years, that's what's popped in my mind. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Like, fucking dumbass, Dumbo, you could have fucking plugged so-and-so on the label. But as far as thrash, 10 years. Yeah, I can mention like the Victimizers, Toxic Holocausts, Witch Traps. It's like, but that's like 20 years now. That was early 2000s. Those are definitely older than 10. So I'm not forgetting those. You said 10, meaning 2013, bands that started in 2013 to fucking 2023. For me, it's kind of slim pickings. But I will say this: I'm sure there's a bunch that maybe did a demo, just a 7-inch, or even just an album that I just haven't heard it. I by no means have heard it all, know it all. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there is something like, wow, this is fucking great. So, because again, I don't know anybody that knows it all. So it just hasn't come about. If you know something, put it this way, yeah, if you know something, so now you kind of know my thrash taste and what I like. Again, just because it's the same taste, got to have good tunes, skis, brasky. Send me your recommendations. Who do you recommend between 2013 and 2023? Thrash bands, not albums. Yes, I understand they put an album out in that 10 years. He said new bands in the last 10 years. Give me a band that came out, their first release. That's the latest, 2013. Who's the dog? Who's the dog missing out on? I'm all ears. I'll check him out if he's again. Don't send me something stupid. That's fucking like, come on, man. Why would you even think I'm gonna fucking like this? Put it in there. I'd be goddamn curious because yeah, I'm sure there's probably some fucking great shit. Comes question, you know what to do. But guys, watch, get right morning later. Goddamn it.